These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, 'cause the rich men.
You gotta take care of business, you gotta go to school, you gotta get good grades to even have a chance.
Mom was the best in her class. What's the point?
I'm talking about a chance. You might not make it, but you sure as hell won't if you don't try.
Why do you even care what I do?
I ain't gonna live forever. Who's gonna take care of this family when I'm gone? Oh, I thought your mama was gonna be all right. Be happy. Do good. But she got tore up around here. She just up and quit. She just stopped trying. I know I could have done better. But you gotta decide. You want to be somebody or not.
It's the Shelley Winter Show, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be a fantastic show this Friday. Going to talk to you in just a second. That was a cut from Hillbilly Elegy. I want to talk about class warfare in America today. Also, we've got Ron Foster, who is the founder of Legends Celebrity Golf Tour. He's coming up to talk to us about that tour that you can get tickets to. A whole bunch of celebrities going to be in it. That not get tickets, you could play in. He's coming up. Also, Deborah Morton of Clario Real Estate. She's going to be doing the Inside Georgia Real Estate. She's going to join us later on in the show to talk about what the show is going to be all about. That starts tomorrow at 1 o'clock after Car Guys. And I also have an exclusive with Eric Trump. That's coming up in the next segment. And let me tell you, he buried me on one of my questions. I mean, he absolutely buried me. You'll know the question. I'll tell you afterwards. We'll talk about it. But first, I want to say, oh, by the way, our question of the night. We don't do this a lot. But I got to do this tonight. Sunday, I'm going to see Average White Band, War. Average White Band, War, and, oh, man, who is it? Average White Band, War, and I can't remember who the third band is. Oh, it's a good band. It's a good concert. And I can't remember. Oh, I'm so mad at myself right now. Look it up for me, Mike, please. But anyway, I'm going to see War on Sunday. That's who I really want to see. Average White Band, I like them, but I'm going to see War. War is one of my all-time favorite bands. Heat Wave, that's right. War, Heat Wave, and Average White Band. Always and forever. Each moment with you. Sorry. But War is one of my all-time bands. I mean, just all-time favorite bands. So, because I'm going to that show, and guess what? I'm going to that show. It's at Mabel House. You can go to. Tickets still available. Shameless plug. I just want to have a good time with all my friends. But I have lawn tickets for that show. No better place to see a concert than Mabel House on a lawn. Now, AMAC, the lawyer, Magic Mike, she likes to be at a table. But I told her for this show, I'll go by myself. I'll go by myself to see War. War on the lawn with all my friends from the 70s. Woo-hoo, we're going to have a good time. So anyway, question of the night. What is your favorite song by the band War? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. What is your favorite what is your favorite song by the band War? Is it Cisco Kid? Is it All Day Music? Is it City Country? Is it Why Can't We Be Friends? Is it what? Any number of hit songs? Spill the Wine? Any number of songs. What is your favorite song by the band War? 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. We're going to have a good show for you tonight. But I want to start here. You heard that clip from the movie Hillbilly Elegy. J.D. Vance is a kid, and his grandma, Meemaw, he's talking to in the car. She's basically telling him, look, you got to be somebody. You got to go to school to be somebody. And look where he's become, right? But I was thinking about this today. I was talking to a good friend of mine, Tommy Bottoms, and we're talking on the phone, and it hit me what we're watching play out in this country. J.D. Vance is not the guy that's supposed to be where he is because of where he comes from. If you remember the book tells a better story than the movie, but there's a scene in the movie where J.D. Vance is sitting at a table, and it's like the law school interview, right? And he's sitting at the table, and one of the professors says, oh, you're a redneck. And J.D. Vance says, we don't use that word. Or hillbilly, redneck, whatever. He says, we don't use that word. And essentially what he's illustrating in that scene is that word to these elite professor types, Yale, Harvard, these New Englanders who think they're better than everybody else, is akin to using the N-word. It really is. Right? These people, you're not supposed to be here. You're poor white trash. What are you doing here? Right? And so J.D. Vance is one of those guys. Donald Trump, in many ways, was one of those guys. If you don't understand New York real estate, let me explain to you. Donald Trump's dad was not a developer. He was just basically a landlord. And when Donald Trump was kicking in the doors of Manhattan real estate, Manhattan's an island, so it's limited land. You can't develop, really. It's nothing really to develop because it's limited land. It's an island. And so when Donald Trump was kicking in the door of New York City real estate, they treated him the same way those law school professors and elite type people treated J.D. Vance. What are you doing here? Who are you? You're the son of a landlord. No matter how many apartments he may have been owned, he's still the son of a landlord. And so they both have this chip on their shoulders. And what I'm trying to say here to you, ladies and gentlemen, is what's going on in this country. It's class warfare. It's the same thing happening with African-American voters vis-a-vis the Democrat Party and the elite and the boule and the bourgeoisie, the HBCU grads versus the working man who didn't go to college, who might have done 1 year, may have just graduated from high school and started a career. It's the same warfare going on in this country. The elites, the people at the top, the people who think they're smarter than everybody else against everyone else. And which is why in the Democrat Party, they needed so much to make Donald Trump and the Republicans racist, because without the black vote, the Democrat Party ceases to exist. And this is where all the elites land. The inside crowd, the well-connected, the blue bloods, if you will, are those who came up behind them. But see, a J.D. Vance is not supposed to be a senator. He's not supposed to be a vice presidential candidate. He's not supposed to be there. Who is he? Where is he? Who's he go? Who's his family? What's his last name? Where does he come from? J.D. Vance is not supposed to be a U.S. senator. He's not supposed to be a vice president candidate. J.D. Vance is supposed to be cannon fodder for the rich elites going to war for oil or corporations. That's who he's supposed to be. He's the cannon fodder. He's not one of us. And that's what you're seeing play out in this election, ladies and gentlemen. So whose side are you on? Are you on the side of the people who want to control you, who want to control everything you do, who want to treat you badly, who want to ignore you except for election time? Or do you want to be on the side of the people who have come from nothing to become somebody? I hazard a guess that many of you want to be on the side of the people who've come from nothing and made something of themselves. May not be a billionaire, may not be a U.S. senator, but you did come from maybe hard scrabble beginnings, and now you may own a small landscaping business. You may have come from hard scrabble beginnings, and now maybe you got inched out or irked out a little college degree from a community college, but you became somebody. Trump 2024, Shelley Winter Show. We'll be right back.